I'm going to read from the book of Galatians 5 and 6 that says, "For when we place our faith in Christ Jesus, there's no benefit in being circumcised or being uncircumcised. What is important is faith expressing itself in love." And today, I'm just grateful for my friends, my family, my wife, my kids. Just grateful to be alive today, grateful for opportunity. Um, This particular verse, I mean, knowing me, y'all can see why I pick and share this verse. But the last sentence, I was reading in the book of Galatians last night, and when I read this, I just thought of it, and I thought of everyone in here, and I was like, this is something that is so important to understand. But I think it's how can I explain this? I think that this wraps it up exactly what God means when he says that like he wants us to love each other and love him, right? Because like what better way to prove to God like how you care about him by the way that you treat his creations, by the way that you interact with each other, by the way that you express how he feels towards you, towards others. The author says here, what is important is faith expressing itself in love. Like because you could go and you could say all you want and preach and say just we spoke about this earlier this week. Like you could preach all you want and say, I am this and I'm holier than thou, and you could go to church a million times. You could be back and forth there. You could do all of that. But if you don't treat people a certain way, or if you act a certain way towards people, or if you don't love or you don't express, or people can't just look at you and see that you're a loving person by the way that you treat others, then like you really ain't expressing your faith. Like you're not you're not. I can't speak to it. Like I can't say that this is how God's feel, because none of us know how God feels. But he has expressed this a few times in the Bible. He has from First Corinthians. He constantly preaches us about love. Jesus told us that the only thing that matters, the only commandment that matters is that you love God and that you love each other. And that's something that I try my best to pay attention to when it comes to, like, the way that I interact with each other, the way that I interact with my children. Like my relationship with God, I try to make it extend not just into to me going to church every Sunday or me paying my tithes. It has to extend beyond that. It has to extend beyond to the way that you treat people, the way that your heart is toward people, you know. But again, um, that's just something that I try to be my best to be mindful of. But I also think that that's something that everyone here in this room understands, because I've seen the way that we interact with each other. I've seen the way that we treat each other and treat strangers and be kind and just love each other in here. And it's always a good example to watch that it come from here. But thank you everyone for the opportunity to speak. I'm Kerry and I relinquish my mic.